Hey everybody, welcome back. Guys, today we're going to talk about kind of a touchy subject with some people. And, you know, a lot of the people that may be on this channel, the experts, they're probably not going to be as good of an expert in this area as these two ladies here. I'm here with Miss Joy Moore. She's a registered nurse. I'm here with Miss Mary Kay Tanka. She's a registered nurse. And these ladies have studied medicine for a long time. They know a lot about it. They've had a lot of success, been able to help a lot of people, but they didn't stop there. They looked at all of the things that can help medically. Yes, they've seen it, been there, done that. But then they wanted to start looking at the natural things out there, the plants that have been given to us, that are here, that our bodies know what to do with. Things like that to help with the challenges that we're going to face in life. This topic here is not, yes, men do have hormone things that change during life. Yes, and we'll talk about that another time. But what we want to talk about here is ladies. You know, there's a big cycle of life, and we all know that. I'm going to let them dig into it, but we all know, you know, they're children, and then in one day, you know, they become women where they can bear children, and then one day that all passes and they go through another change in life. And with that change comes some health challenges, if you will. Well, these ladies have been studying and learning, and they've really found out that there's a lot of plants out there, a lot of different things you can take, some of them in supplement form, that really help with these changes to make them happen as they were designed to happen without the problems that may arise that some people go through. As a man, I think I've said enough. So I'm going to go to Miss Joy Moore, and I'm going to let her just kind of tell you and lead you through these things and how these things can really help. Miss Joy Moore?
Yeah, thank you, Sean. Well, one of the things I think that we find as women, as we're aging, we definitely probably first kind of go through menopause. Mm-hmm. And then some of the challenges that we're facing is maybe hot flashes. And a lot of women, including myself, had some bone density issues. And then when I started looking into, let's address these things more of a natural way, let's see if there isn't something that I can do physically, which then I found out weightlifting, doing some resistance training, and particular any kind of hiking, walking, something like that that puts some stress on the bones, that will increase bone density. But then I started looking into how can I supplement? What could I eat? What ingredients would help to increase bone density? And some of what I found were some ingredient or food things that could help that. One was the alma fruit powder, and another one was the noni fruit powder, mm-hmm. and another one was, the wild yam. So those are three. Now, what I would suggest is that we want to make sure that these are pure foods, mm-hmm. that if we're taking a supplement, that those would be whole food ingredients in the supplement. Then I'd say we need to make sure that they are processed properly, mm-hmm. or possibly even freeze-dried on location, mm-hmm. and that those ingredients that are in those supplements would also be tested, mm-hmm. to make sure, because we're also finding that in a lot of supplements or food ingredient products that we find on the market, mm-hmm. don't even have those ingredients in them. Mm-hmm. So that's just a few suggestions of foods that we can eat, and we can do the exercise, and we can do some weightlifting, that type of thing. Mm-hmm. So, and I personally have increased my bone density a large amount, and I've had friends that have also done the same thing. So finding these whole foods are very important when it comes to the things that we're talking about. And Mary Kay, I'm sure you have something you can add.
Well, yeah, thank you, Joy. You really covered it well, and I admire you for doing as much hiking and weightlifting and things that you've done in the past. I just want to say I was fortunate as I went through the change into menopause. I didn't experience a lot of hot flashes and things, so I didn't worry about it as much. But now, as I'm seeing my daughter get to that point, I'm looking at how can I help her also. A couple more ingredients that you want to think about are the maca root and the turmeric powder, turmeric powder. But the other one I want to mention is aloe.
Oh, okay.
Aloe is very important for so much. But when we talk about aloe, it's not going to the plant and chopping off something and chewing on it. You need aloe that is been stabilized, that has been processed in a way that the active ingredient is still active,
Right.
and effective. The other thing, there's so many aloe things out there, and people say, oh, I take aloe. But if it's in a liquid form and it's not really, really bitter, it probably doesn't have aloe in it. So you need, again, it's better to go with something that's a powder in a capsule. You know it, know the source. But again, know where you're getting it from and know that these ingredients that we mentioned, independently, one at a time, may help some, but you really need them all in your diet. You don't just take one and say, oh, I'm just going to deal with this.
Right.
Again, I think that's right. I know several individuals that once they started with aloe along with some of the other ingredients, they really were relieved with their hot flashes, which,
Wow.
yeah, that was their goal.
I'm going to say, thank God I've never experienced a hot flash. But, I can only imagine. I mean, I've heard, I have a wife and friends, these ladies here, I know it can't be fun. All I know is what I've heard. So I couldn't think of anybody better than these two ladies to just kind of go over this, because it's an issue that every lady's going to face at some point in life. And to have a way to help that, without,
Right. And can I just add something?
Yeah,
Sean?
yeah.
When we're talking about bone density,
Yeah.
why do we really care what our bone density is? We care because if you do not have good bone density, you're at risk for fractures, for broken bones.
Yes.
Even just a tumble
Yes.
might not seem like much, but it can happen.
Yeah, and I've actually heard sometimes with some elderly people with low bone density, they used to think they would fall and break their hip, when in turn their hip broke and they fell
Exactly.
just from the weight of their body.
So it's very important to be aware of your bone density.
Yeah. All right, ladies, anything else?
Well, and I would just say, do your research. There's all kinds of information. And I would also say that apoptosis probably plays a part in all of this. So if you're interested in looking up some ingredient, all you might have to do is even go to PubMed and put in one of these ingredients that we've listed, the alma fruit, the maca root powder, the turmeric root, and say, how does turmeric root support apoptosis and bone density?
Right.
And you're probably going to get a lot of information just with that one research.
That's great.
So-
That's great.
And that's PubMed.org.
Okay.
Go to PubMed.org.
Good. And ladies, thank you. There's nothing better than personal experience.
Right.
There's nothing
Yeah.
better than that.
Yeah.
All the research in the world, that's somebody's experience that was kept a record of.
Right.
So this is great. Ladies, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
I know this is going to help a lot of people. Guys, I hope you learned a lot from this. And you know what? We're going to come at you with some more great things. Guys, if you liked this, share it. Hopefully it can help somebody or somebody you know. And until next time, this is For the Health of It.